Hi friends, today we are going to discuss the movement of Jupiter in the sign of Capricorn. The transit has already began from the 20th of November and it will continue till the 5th of April. Jupiter will be covering entire axis of Capricorn till 29 degrees, and then there are some movements which are back in the sign of Aquarius. I'll make a separate video for that. However, let us look into the aspect of what this Jupiter transiting to the sign of Capricorn along with Saturn present in the sign of Capricorn will bring. So before we begin the transit video, let me just tell you what Jupiter is all about in a snapshot. Well, Jupiter is the guru. It lords the sign of Sagittarius. So when it moves into the sign of Capricorn, it gets debilitated. Now what happens is Jupiter is the life supporter, whereas Saturn, which rules the sign of Capricorn and is already placed in the sign of Capricorn, is the karma lord. So Saturn being the karma lord and Jupiter being the dharma lord, now dharma and karma, they are coming together. It's not a very easy transit because this transit happened a long time ago. Things moved during those days, and the world shifts normally when such a conjunction also takes place. Jupiter and Saturn will be conjuncting in the sign of Capricorn on the 21st of December, which is again a grand conjunction. I'll make a separate video for that. And for now, we will discuss what is this energy bringing in. Jupiter is all about expansion. Jupiter is all about freedom. Jupiter is already telling you what you need to do, and it's the knowledge provider. So it gives you the right kind of knowledge and wisdom to go ahead. Whereas Saturn, on the other hand, is more disciplined, more structured, more karma related. So Saturn is all about learning the lessons the hard way, and Jupiter is all about using your knowledge the right way. So that is the reason why I mentioned that dharma and karma are coming together. So here is a time when you feel, if you are at a position or a time of life where you really have been not been able to go ahead with a lot of things which you really wanted to do, now is the chance that is coming forth. However, you have to be sure that your karmas and dharmas are aligned. So what happens here is you can expect a lot of changes, because Capricorn is all about action. It's all about the government. It's all about reforms. It's all about structure. And Saturn being sitting in his own sign of Capricorn. Saturn is very comfortable in his sign of Capricorn, and hence it's enforcing all these qualities. So you can see a major reform, major restructure, and major reorganization of things coming into place. Even in terms of countries, you will see many countries going through a very different restructuring and reforming and reorganizing the systems. However, some systems may not seem very appealing to you, but this is something which is necessary right now, considering the situation and the planet transits. So you just have to accept that certain things might not seem very appealing to you, or you might not like it, but it is necessary. Hence, you have to rearrange yourself to suit that. So what else I could say about this transit is, this is a divine's will. I mean, when we are just a part of the universe, a very small part, and when such transits with such big, huge, major planets which control a lot of our karmas, a lot of our life's purpose come together, is when we have this time to work on them, and we have to accept that this is all in the divine order. Another thing about this energy is that Jupiter, being a very free-willed and promising and knowledgeable, wise planet, which brings along these qualities, will feel restricted in the sign of Capricorn. See, Saturn is a very restricting planet. It just gives you that frame of work which you need to be inside in and follow. Saturn likes discipline, Saturn likes structure, Saturn likes hard work, and Saturn in the sign of Capricorn is demanding all these things from you. Plus, you will also feel very agitated, very pushed, because Jupiter is a very freedom-loving planet, and that goes into the sign of Capricorn, which has Saturn, of course, and Saturn qualities. So those freedom, you will feel a lot of restriction with your freedom, a lot of restriction with your ambitions, okay, and you will be asked to, sometimes being felt like you're pushing the limits, but to achieve your ambition, you need to be more structured, because that is the call of action, because Capricorn is all about action, and Jupiter being in the Capricorn sign, you have to focus on your action. You have to make sure whatever you're doing is in a very disciplined and very structured way with your hard work. Sometimes you might feel that you are totally cornered, you cannot work at that pace, because Saturn brings in delays, Saturn brings in slow progress, but Saturn never fails you to give the results that you've really worked on. So this is the time you need to pull up your socks and work for the kind of ambitions that you have inside, the goals that you have inside yourself, and Saturn will definitely reward you. So on one hand, you will probably feel that you are feeling lost, because your movements are restricted, you feel things are slow. That is the way it is, and you cannot change that at the moment because of the energies that are working. However, you have to be sure that Capricorn also gives you the energy of determination, and it also encourages you to work hard on the things you really want to take up and take charge of your life. This is a very important aspect of Saturn in Capricorn along with Jupiter. It requires you to be determined, it requires you to have focus, it also requires you to have the inner encouragement to work towards your goals. Now, Saturn is not a very bad planet, like it's meant to be called upon by many of the astrologers. It's just that Saturn gives the results when you work hard, when you try to prove to yourself, because you don't have to prove to anybody who you are, you just need to prove to yourself who you really are, because People will probably call you anything. They will have any perception about you, but that's not true. That's their way of thinking. Many a times you will also feel that you have been very understanding and very disciplined, very structured and very organized, but the results are slow. But I would still say you please do not lose faith, because this time may feel like you are being faithless and you feel lost. But that's not the way it is. You have to make sure that you are focused and consistent, and you have to encourage yourself to achieve what you have to achieve. Now, this is really a very strange time that you might go through, where you feel that there is no resolve to certain things. There are issues in life where you find very difficult to resolve certain things, but please remember that this time will call for it, because this is the time for the preservation of the necessary and the changes and destruction of the unnecessary. So what has to be, you need to preserve, and what you cannot work on, you really need to let it go. Let it go in a way where it feels that you have done your best and you cannot further do anything about it, and know that the divine will definitely reward you with something which is more aligned to your path of life. So this is all about Jupiter's transit to the sign of Capricorn along with Saturn in it. I hope and I wish you go through this time and make the necessary changes. Make sure you preserve what you value the most inside yourself, and make sure that you let go of things which required to be let go of. That's all from me. I'll see you in my next video, where I'll be covering the topic of the next coming lunar eclipse, which is on the 30th of November. That video will come very soon. Thank you for watching me. Do subscribe and like my channel, and share this channel with anybody whom you feel can benefit from it. Thank you.